Hello, during this recording we will be recording the Pioneer Field360 Studio software seed treatment analysis. The first thing to do is to go onto your desktop and to launch Field360 Studio software. Next, navigate to the operation that you're going to be using, the crop year, and then move down to the field that you actually want to use. So today we're going to be using Donnie's North. I want to move down to the corn crop zone or soybeans. Next, we're going to move up to the top toolbar where it says Tools. If you do not have the treatment analysis displayed, make sure that you take the Advanced Pioneer Field360 Studio software module on the Sales Training and Development portal. First thing we're going to do is we're going to open up a layer. I'm going to use a harvest layer today, but we can use any other layer that we have underneath the Donnie North's field. So I'm going to go up under View. I'm going to click on Multi-Layer Overlay. View, Multi-Layer Overlay. The reason I'm going to do that is then any layer that's listed underneath that field I can use as a backdrop. So I'm going to use corn harvest. I'm going to click on it. I'm then going to dock the multi-layer overlay. Left mouse click, I'm going to bring it down, dock it at the bottom. I now have that layer that I can use as a backdrop to create a new layer. So to create the new layer, I'm going to click on the field name, come up to the top under Layers, Create New Layer, Create New Region Layer. Once I have the window open, I'm going to name the layer. Well, I'll name this one just today. The layer type is very important. I need to make sure I choose management zone. So I've named the new layer. I've created the management zone. The next thing I need to do is come over to where it says attributes as a tab. Slide down to where it says add attribute. I now then name, it's like naming a column heading. So I'm going to maybe name this fungicide. And then I need to choose group. So I'm going to group all the points together underneath this column heading fungicide. I'm going to click OK. And then the last step is just to click OK. I've now created a new layer underneath the Donnie's North called Today. Now we're going to cut out the areas that we want in this new layer. So back to today's layer. I'm going to go up under the word Layers, and I want to get Layer Editor running. So Layers, Layer Editor opens up the window. So I get the layer window open. Next thing I want to do is click on the field. Once I click on the field, I can start cutting out the areas. So for this fungicide application, this is the line that we're going to use, the plain flu fungicide on the left half of this field. I want to click on the cutting tool, select that entire area, right to the line where you cut it, let loose. I then need to cut that area out, so I'm going to slide down, click on the middle red circle. That area is now cut out. I can name it if I move down to the column heading here. So this had fungicide, so maybe I'll say it's with fungicide. I can then click on the other half of the field, and I'll name this one without. I'd continue to cut out any other areas in the field, but that's the only two areas. I got one with fungicide, one without, so I am now going to save that layer by clicking on the icon. Now that we have the new layer created with the areas cut out that we want to use, move back up underneath the field name. I need to be under the crop zone, so I'm going to click on the corn crop zone. Next, I'm going to move up to Tools and then slide down to Treatment Analysis. Tools, Treatment Analysis. Once I click on that, it's going to open up this window. It's going to list all the different layers that are underneath that field name. So I've got soil types, so I could create a treatment analysis just for soil types if I wanted, and all I'd have to do is just click on the soil types. For today's lesson, we're going to use that new layer we created, which was named Today. So I put a check mark into the column. Under buffers, I can cut out an area around each of those different areas if I want. I'm going to use a buffer of 0. The other buffer we can use a buffer around the entire boundary. I'm going to leave mine also at 0. Next, I'm going to move back up to the top. I have actually 3 different tabs at the top. I'm going to click on the yield filters. Put a check mark in any of the filters you want to use. So today I've put a check mark in the apply maximum yield. I select the maximum that yield that this field would ever see. I can set a minimum yield filter and minimum area filter and speed change. So I set my speed change to not recognize anything that's 10% different from point to point. After I get those set, I'm going to click on the icon. If I hover over it, it says Analyze. If I analyze the data, it's going to give me the analysis. So here's my fungicide area. So I have with and without fungicide treatment areas. I can group by any column heading here by just left mouse clicking and dragging it in the area, and it'll group the data. I can also then use the print icon. If I hover over it, it says print. However, I had the data sorted, it's actually going to then give my report. So I got 199 on the fungicide area and 194 without on the map. I can then pull the elevator down and actually see the results. Once I have the results, I can print them. I could either save them and send them to the grower in the PDF format or however I choose. For further information, including quick sheets and other videos, please go to the DuPont Pioneer portal. Once you're in the DuPont Pioneer portal, come up to the top where it says Services and Systems. Move down to the Pioneer Field360 Studio icon. Once you're there, you can select which quick sheet you want. Also, for other support, please call 1-877-746-6337 and use option 1, option 3, and option 6. Thank you.